These are all my thoughts and opinions based on public information. Please do your own research, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Hello guys, that was Laguna de Apoyo in Nicaragua, which is one of my favorite ones. It's beautiful. It's a volcanic lagoon. This video is going to be a little bit about, not a rant, but it's going to be about many things that Mr. Markle, the royal family, and Oprah. I mean, what Meghan did to Oprah, or they did to each other, more likely. Because Oprah thought she was going to use Meghan to trash, to kind of regain the popularity that she had lost. Instead, because she allowed those lies, the slander, to go on for so long unchallenged, and she allowed her platform to be used for evil, because that's what they both engaged in when she allowed Meghan. And for people to tell me that Oprah didn't know, or that Meghan didn't get the questions in advance, I'm going to call BS. They both knew. They both sat there all grandiose, thinking we're going to screw everybody around. Oprah thinking, I'm going to become the queen again of the talk show. And then Meghan thought that all the A-listers were going to feel sorry for her, and she was going to get all the Hollywood roles and stuff like that. And that at the expense of others, at the expense of the royal family, at the expense of an entire nation, the United Kingdom, who welcomed her with open arms, at the expense of inciting hatred towards an entire nation, towards her husband's family, her children's family, towards her own side of the family, both sides, black and white. And Oprah reveled in that, thinking, oh, I'm going to become popular again, because neither for Meghan nor Oprah, it's about money. Yeah, money's good. They have money. But it's mostly about being popular, being, powerful, being celebrity, being on top, which Meghan doesn't have any clue or idea what that is like. I've been watching Mr. Markle's interviews with Pidina, which are amazing. But in every article in every interview, there's always a lack of accountability towards Meghan. Oh, the Soho House. Oh, Harry did this. Although that. It wasn't until she started dating Harry. I never saw this happen before. I'm going to call BS on that. Because I think that the correct thing to say for Mr. Markle is, I had seen her do that to others. Never thought she'd do it to me. Because she saw him do that to her ex-husband. She saw him do that to Nanaki Pretty, her best friend from high school. And God knows how many other people. I'm going to also call BS when he said that she never lied before. Of course she has lied before. Of course she has lied before. But he's still covering up for her. He even covered up for them when he lied, saying that Harry had talked to him and had been a gentleman about it. And he told them that don't ever hit my daughter. That was a lie. And why did he lie? In my very humble opinion, because he's used to covering up for his daughter. He's used to covering up for Meghan. He's used to lying for Meghan. He must have seen that interview when she went on stage on Suits, and they did that remember guys, when she admitted that she was a fraud, that she had been Taft-Hartley'd, and those directors would never work with her. No, that was a lie also, because Mr. Markle, according to Mr. Markle, he got her a speaking part in a soap opera so she could get into the union, and he paid her fees. So, and I'm sure he followed her pretty closely with the TIG and everything. So when he saw her give that interview of how she obtained her union card, he knew that she was lying, yet he said nothing. So this seems to be a behavior between him and Meghan Markle of covering up for her lies, of blaming others for her behavior. Harry's a prick. He's an entitled wanker. He's a ginger whinger. But he didn't make Meghan into what Meghan is right now. This is Meghan's full potential, and it is her decline. She had a chance. She was at the top for 15 minutes, and she had a chance to remain there for a lifetime. And she threw it all away through slanders, through lies, through deception, through fraud. And as I said at the beginning of this thing, these are all my thoughts and opinions. Now, I want to go a little bit about Oprah and here. Oprah has such resentment towards white people. You know, let me tell you something. The Spaniards came to Latin America. I don't know if many of you know the history of Latin America and South America. And they conquered Latin America. It was horrible. People were turned to slaves, women. I mean, they just found mass graves here of women. We don't go blaming the Spaniards. We're not asking for reparations. That was hundreds of years ago. Let it go. We have good relations with Spain. You know, it would be like, please think about this. This would be like blaming you for something your great grandparent did. That's stupid. Let it go. That only holds people back. It doesn't move them forward. And this is what Oprah is doing. Now that she's on top, she's resentful towards the white people who put her on top. Just because she's not white. Just because she had it hard. She's not the only one who has had it hard. And I think this is why she finds affinity with Harry. Because all the three of them are entitled people. Oprah had it rough growing up. That's for sure. But Harry and Meghan, no. Harry and Meghan were white privileged people going to very good schools, leading a good life. Now, Mr. Markle said something very interesting in Pidina's interview, that Meghan had her eggs frozen for a fact, which makes me wonder whether she had a surrogate carry the babies. And you know, it kind of lends itself to the credibility that those children do not belong in the line of succession. And again, we go here to, had she been honest and said, listen, I took my eggs and I had them frozen and I can't carry them myself because X, Y, and Z, I have a health issue. I am pretty sure that exceptions would have been made to that rule had she been honest and upfront about it. And people would have welcomed those children. Those children would have been allowed in a line of succession if they had been honest about it. That is, if that is what happened, of course. We're just speculating here. But the point is, of course, is all this secrecy, these hidden things, these lies. Oprah and Meghan Markle are evil. They're both one of a kind. They're both gutter people. Oprah has been always nasty, has always had grandiose feelings about herself. And she thought, I'm gonna align myself with Meghan Markle. The problem is, when you have so many public lies that can be proven that are lies, it backfires, which is what happened to the both of them. Now, many people are going on about them coming to the Jubilee, Mr. Markle going to the Jubilee. Yes, it is a public event. But you know what? If I were Mr. Markle says he wants to show respect to the Queen. If I were Mr. Markle, I'd stay away as far as possible from that. Instead of bringing attention to himself, because this is not about himself, nor Meghan, nor Harry. This is about the Queen. So he wants to go to the Jubilee, invited by GB News. Of course, that is his prerogative. That he wants to show respect to the Queen. Show respect to the Queen. Absolutely. Send her a letter. Send her a nice message. Say, you know, Madam, on behalf of me and myself and my family, we're very sorry for what my daughter has done to your family. And we wish you well in this Jubilee. I didn't know very much about the monarchy before, you know, Meghan met Harry. But now that I do, and now that I've seen what my daughter has done, we're deeply sorry and we're deeply embarrassed for her behavior. Now, that would be more powerful than him going to the United Kingdom and allowed himself to be used to take the spotlight away from the Queen. This is her Jubilee and everybody's making it about themselves, which really makes me angry. Now, I don't think Harry and Meghan are going to be in the Jubilee. I don't think they were invited at all. I don't think this was a happy meeting. There was no tea being taken. I've said this many, many times. If that had been the case, we would see a different reaction from Harry and Meghan. We would see a very happy thing. They would have kept their mouth shut in order to ensure that they are on the Jubilee balcony. But that's not the case. And I think that's why we're seeing all of this negative reaction. Just like we're seeing what happened with the Oprah interview that they gave. You know, so these are just my thoughts and opinions. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Mr. Markle should go to the United Kingdom and do what? He wasn't invited. His daughter does not want to see him. He knows his daughter is a liar. He has always covered up for her. He has covered up for her all his life. This is the kind of behavior that just doesn't happen overnight with Meghan. It is really not. And he must have seen it. He must have known. I mean, for him to sit down and say it was the Soho people, it was Harry. Well, she did it to Ninaki. She did it to Trevor. And I'm sure there were other instances that he saw that behavior. And again, he thought that they would know. It's not that she'd never done it or that she'd never lied. It's just that he never thought she'd do that to him, because he knew where a lot of her skeletons lied. I'm really looking forward to Samantha's lawsuit, because a lot of things are going to come over. But please comment, share, and like. I apologize for having been off a little bit, but the weather has gotten to me. Now I'm better. So I'll be sharing more videos this week. I'll be doing 1 or 2 videos a day. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Meghan has always been a liar? Or do you think Harry made her lie, turned her into a liar? I don't think that they're going to remain married for a long time. This is not a happy marriage. This is a marriage that's probably not weighing in on Meghan Markle because it didn't turn out the way she wanted it to turn out. Harry's not bringing what he's bringing to the table. The people are being fired, or they're cutting down their wages, because apparently this app, Better app, is like Tinder. So it goes on ratings. That's how people make their money, which is insane, because you shouldn't be playing with people's mental health like that. You should have proper people, and it should be based on ratings, like, you know, on how many likes a counselor gets on their app. It should be based on simply giving the best mental health service to the people who need it. And yet they're still on the Queen's Commonwealth Trust website. That is terrible. Harry and Meghan Markle should be removed from the royal website. Please leave me your thoughts. Thank you for sharing and liking. Thanks for subscribing. This is how you make the channel grow. Thank you very much for all of that. Thanks for all your donations. I will be doing more videos from now on. But what do you guys think? Do you think Mr. Markle has always been covering up for Meghan Markle? Because denial, he's way past denial. But it was really interesting to see P. Dinah's videos, you know. So please let me know what you think. Do you think that Oprah must be really angry that everything backfired on her ass, because she thought she was going to be on top? Instead, she's now known as somebody who's completely biased, not trustworthy, and a liar, just like Meghan Markle. Please leave me your comments.